Have you ever thought that simply chanting the name of the Buddha at the end of your life is enough to secure rebirth in the Pure Land? Or have you believed that the mere repetition of a sacred name could erase a lifetime of ignorance, negativity, and misdeeds? Few answered yes, you're not alone, but you may be shocked to learn that this common belief is one of the most misunderstood ideas in Buddhist practice today. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're uncovering a powerful and misunderstood truth. Chanting the Buddha's name is not a magical password to unlock enlightenment, a practice that demands your whole being, not just your voice. Let's break down the illusion, dig deep into what true practice requires, and explore how real transformation happens not at the moment of death, but in every moment of life. Many practitioners, especially in Pure Land Buddhism, believe in the power of the phrase "In Namo Amitufo," homage to Amitabha Buddha. It is chanted with the hope of being reborn in the Western Pure Land, a realm of peace where further cultivation can occur under ideal conditions. But over time, this powerful mantra has been reduced to a last-minute insurance policy. Spiritual backup plan. The idea has become, as long as I chant at the end, no matter what I did in this life, I'll be saved. This belief is not only dangerous, it's a distortion of what the Buddha taught. Because the truth is, the final moment of death is a mirror, not a magic trick. It reflects the state of your mind, your habits, your karma. And if your life has been filled with fear, greed, anger, delusion, and thought, in one moment of chanting erase that deeply embedded conditioning. It's like planting weeds for 50 years, then tossing one flower into the soil and hoping for a garden. It doesn't work that way. That's why true practice isn't about death, it's about life. It's about how you think, how you speak, how you treat others, and how you meet every moment with awareness. The Buddha's name is not a shortcut. It's a signal, pointer to a state of consciousness that must be cultivated long before your final breath. Let's talk about the concept of eniphomos, or recollecting the Buddha. This is often translated as reciting the Buddha's name, but it's much deeper than just repeating sounds. It means keeping the Buddha in your heart. It means aligning your mind with the qualities of the Buddha: boundless compassion, perfect wisdom, fearless clarity. It means acting like the Buddha in your daily life, not just when facing death. If you chant with your mouth but hate in your heart, it's empty sound. If you recite the name but lie, cheat, judge, or live unconsciously, you're missing the point. Real chanting is not a ritual, it's a relationship. Relationship between your ordinary self and your awakened nature. And like any relationship, it needs consistency, sincerity, and presence. This is why the great masters taught that even if your final words are Hamitufo, what matters is whether your whole life has been moving toward that vibration. That's the key. Because the state of your mind at death is not an isolated event, it's the culmination of everything you've practiced. You can't fake peace in the last 5 minutes if you've lived in fear for 50 years. You can't fabricate devotion in a moment if you've neglected your heart for decades. You can't escape your karma just because you speak a sacred name. But you can transform it if you understand what real practice means. Real practice is moment-to-moment awareness. It's waking up every day and asking, how can I embody the Buddha today? How can I respond with compassion? How can I speak with clarity? How can I serve without ego? These are the questions that build the mind of rebirth, not into some faraway paradise, but into your awakened nature right here and now. Let's go deeper into why this misunderstanding is so widespread. Many people cling to the idea of end-of-life salvation because they're afraid. Afraid they won't be good enough. Afraid they've wasted their lives. Afraid of judgment. So the idea of a one-step solution, a spiritual loophole, is comforting. But the Buddha didn't teach comfort, he taught awakening. He taught that your liberation depends on your efforts, your discipline, your sincerity. As grace exists. As Amitabha's vow is vast and compassionate. But even that vow requires your mind to resonate with it. And if your mind is clouded with delusion, you can't receive the light, even if it's shining directly on you. So the question becomes, how do we prepare not for death, but for life? How do we live in a way that chanting the Buddha's name becomes a natural expression of our being, not a desperate plea at the end? It starts with understanding that every thought matters. Every word plants a seed. Every action creates a ripple. The Buddha's name is not meant to erase your life, it is meant to illuminate it. Let's imagine a person who chants daily, but does so absent-minded, just repeating the syllables while gossiping, complaining, or holding grudges throughout the rest of the day. Do you think that person is truly cultivating the Pure Land in their heart? Now, imagine another person who may not chant as often, but lives with integrity, speaks with kindness, forgives quickly, and helps others sincerely. Who do you think is more aligned with the Buddha's teaching? This isn't to discourage chanting, far from it. Chanting is powerful, but it must be backed by presence, intention, a life that reflects the values of the name you are chanting. When you say Hamitufo, you are not just calling a distant Buddha, you are invoking the Buddha within. You are awakening the part of you that remembers truth, that moves toward love, that lives in harmony with all beings. And that inner Buddha cannot be awakened by sound alone. It awakens through your choices, through your courage, through your honesty, through your humility. This brings us to another profound teaching often missed: the importance of cause and effect. In Buddhism, nothing is random. Everything is the result of causes and conditions. Rebirth in the Pure Land is no exception. You create the conditions for it through devotion, ethical living, and mental clarity. You purify your mind. You refine your heart. You train your awareness, so that when the final moment comes, your consciousness actually gravitates toward light. Not because you crammed for the test at the last second, but because you've been studying truth your whole life. Think of it like this: if you spent your life swimming against the current of greed, anger, and ignorance, trying to chant the Buddha's name at the end is like suddenly trying to swim upstream with no strength left. But if you've been swimming toward compassion, wisdom, and surrender, then the chant becomes your final breath of alignment. It carries you not by magic, but by momentum. This is the real meaning of faith and practice. Not just believing in the Buddha's vow, but embodying the values that make that vow accessible. And it's not about being perfect. The Buddha never asked for perfection. He asked for sincerity, for vigilance, for effort, for honesty with yourself. Because true spirituality is not about appearances, it's about transformation. It's about taking full responsibility for your life, your mind, your path. And that's what makes the Buddha's name so powerful. Becomes a mirror, mentor, medicine, compass that continually brings you back to the question, am I living as if I'm already in the Pure Land? Because the Pure Land is not just a future destination. It's a frequency. It's a field of consciousness you begin building now. With every act of forgiveness, with every moment of mindfulness, with every refusal to feed your old story. When you chant from that place, the name is not separate from you. Becomes your nature. And when your nature is aligned with the vow of Amitsavs, then yes, the gates of the Pure Land open. Not because of superstition, but because you've already been walking toward them for a lifetime. So if you've been relying on a deathbed chant to save you, let this be your wake-up call. Not to scare you, but to empower you. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to begin. Begin to live like your mind matters. Because it does. Begin to speak as if your words shape your future. Because they do. Begin to act as if your karma is unfolding with every step. Because it is. And in doing so, the Buddha's name becomes not a last-minute plea, but a lifelong prayer. Prayer of remembrance. Prayer of awakening. Prayer of transformation. Prayer that, when spoken with your whole being, guides you not just at death, but through life itself. Let's continue by considering a key insight from the teachings of the sixth patriarch Huineng, the Zen master revered for his profound clarity on the essence of practice. He warned against clinging to form, especially in the final moment. He said, the true nature is originally pure. 'Tis only through deluded thinking that it becomes clouded. This aligns perfectly with the topic we're discussing today. Chanting the Buddha's name with a mind rooted in fear, confusion, or attachment does not dissolve karma, it reinforces it. Because the mind you die with is the mind that moves into the next life. The question then becomes, what mind are you cultivating now? And make no mistake, it is a cultivation. You don't arrive at a peaceful mind by accident. You arrive through practice. Daily practice. Silent reflection. Honest introspection. And small, consistent steps toward compassion. It's not about grand rituals. It's about subtle choices. Do you choose patience over frustration? Do you choose listening over reaction? Do you choose service over self-interest? These choices, seemingly small, shape your energetic blueprint. They create a resonance within you that aligns with the Pure Land. So that when the final breath comes, it is not panicked, but peaceful. Not full of regret, but filled with remembrance. And this remembrance isn't forced, it's natural. Because you've made the Buddha your companion throughout life. Not just a distant deity, but an intimate presence in every thought, every act, every breath. This is why the masters say don't wait to prepare for death, practice now. Make your life the preparation. At every challenge, refine your character. At every relationship, test your compassion. At every loss, deepen your wisdom. Doing so, the Buddha's name becomes not just a sound you chant, but a frequency you live. And when you live that frequency, you don't fear death. You meet it with familiarity. Because you've been walking alongside the Buddha all along. Now, let's address a common doubt. What if I've wasted most of my life? What if I'm starting too late? Here's the miracle: sincerity transcends time. One moment of genuine realization can shift lifetimes of ignorance. But it must be real. It must be rooted in humility, in openness, in readiness to transform, not as escape, but as devotion. Even in the final days, if a person turns inward with deep sincerity, releases attachments, and invokes the Buddha not with desperation but with surrender, incredible shifts can occur. But this is rare. Because most people do not practice letting go while alive. So they cling harder when death comes. That's why today matters. Is breath. Is moment. What you choose now echoes into eternity. You don't need to fear death if you've practiced dying daily. Dying to ego. Dying to anger. Dying to illusion. And being reborn each day in clarity. Kindness. Compassion. This is the true rebirth. And when practiced consistently, it creates the momentum that carries you peacefully through the veil. Let's not forget, chanting is not the only way to align with the Pure Land. Every act of kindness is a chant. Every moment of mindfulness is a chant. Every time you restrain harm, speak truth, or comfort someone in pain, you are reciting the Buddha's name through action. These actions imprint your consciousness. They build the internal Pure Land that magnetizes you to its external counterpart. So ask yourself today, am I chanting with presence or out of habit? Am I living with alignment or in contradiction? Am I treating the Buddha's name as a lifeline or a lifestyle? Because this path is not about perfection, it's about presence. It's about waking up from the dream of deathbed miracles and realizing that your real miracle is now. Right now. The breath you're taking. The thought you're choosing. The intention you're holding. This is where rebirth begins. Not after death, but before it. Again and again. Each moment, a chance to begin anew. To recalibrate your heart. To recommit to your path. Remember, the Buddha is not waiting for you at the end. He is walking with you now. Step by step. Breath by breath. Word by word. And the more you walk in his direction, and not just with sound, but with soul, the closer you already are to the Pure Land. So now, let's bring it all together. If you've ever believed that reciting the Buddha's name alone is enough to save you, know that it is not the sound of the chant that transforms you. It is the consciousness behind it, the heart within it, life surrounding it. And it is not a last-minute escape plan. It is a lifelong preparation for clarity, peace, and awakening. The Buddha never asked for blind faith. He asked for sincerity, for presence, for practice. And that means showing up, not just at the end of life, but every day. Showing up when it's hard, and it's uncomfortable, and no one else is watching. Because every time you choose presence over distraction, compassion over anger, and clarity over confusion, you are reciting the Buddha's name with your life. And that kind of chant cannot be faked. It carries you across oceans of karma, lights the darkest night, becomes the bridge between this world and the next. So don't wait for your final breath to start living as if you are already in the Pure Land. Begin now. Let your life itself become the mantra. Before you go, share with us, what does chanting mean to you? Has your understanding of this practice shifted? Leave a comment below, and let's support one another on this path of sincerity and awakening. If this video offered you clarity, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next. If you want to support this channel and help us grow, consider becoming a member. Your support means more than you know. Until next time, remember, it's not just the name you chant, it's the life you live.